Now, after India cuts goods and services tax rates, the Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, said her focus now shifts to making sure businesses pass on the benefits to consumers. To boost consumer demand, the Indian government lowered tax rates on a variety of regular items. In interviews with media houses, Sitharaman said the government had consulted with all relevant parties to guarantee that the GST rate cut benefits reach the consumers. Now, she highlighted that those consultations included state authorities and industry leaders. The finance minister emphasized that the industry had promised to pass it on to the consumers. Sitharaman said her focus will entirely be on this from September 22nd, when the rate cuts kick in. Over the course of the coming months, the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs will track to see if the GST rate cuts are reflected in consumer prices. This approach shows the government is serious about lowering consumer prices. Sitharaman also warned that any negligence in passing on the benefits would not be tolerated. Now, that strategy helps in making sure companies are held accountable and the rate cuts benefit the wider public. All right, to discuss more, we are now being joined by R. Gopalan, Chairman of the Board of Directors of Sundaram, Clayton Limited, and former Secretary at the Department of Economic Affairs, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. Welcome to the broadcast, sir.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for calling me.
Absolutely. Now, Sitharaman said her focus will be on making sure the benefits of the GST cuts are passed on to consumers, and similarly, consumers are expecting that to happen soon. How do you expect that the government to do so?
Well, there are some ways in which government can do. Section 171 of the GST Act 2017 says that any reduction in the GST, the commensurately must be passed on to the consumers. So that there is an act, and according to, as per the practices which are available, there are state level screening committees which examine complaints of a local nature. Then there are standing committee on anti-profiteering at the central level, national level, which consumers can pass on complaints to them, and there is a Director General of Anti-Profiteering who would handle such complaints. Then earlier there used to be a National Anti-Profiteering Authority. Now that function has been taken over by GSTAT, GST Appellate Tribunal. So these are some of the safety mechanisms which are there for complaints to be looked into by the government. But otherwise, you will also find that industry has indicated that they will voluntarily comply with, like FICCI, CIA, and others have indicated they will tell the industries who are members to see that they pass on the GST tax cut to the consumers. Then secondly, we have the CBIC has a tremendous amount of data collection analytics which are available with them. Through them, they will be in a position to find out where the tax cut has not been passed on. Obviously, Finance Minister has indicated that public representatives like the MPs will certainly, will go around to see whether these, tax cuts are being made effective. And obviously, consumer complaints can really, come about. So there are very many ways in which this can be, done. Obviously, voluntarily complying with that will be the best way to go forward, indicating that industry understands the need to pass on the tax cuts to the consumers so that the consumption will go up. It is beneficial for the industry also. If the rates go down, if the consumption goes up, obviously they will be in a position to get benefit both on the top line and the bottom line. So it is in the interest of everybody that it is the rate cut of GST is passed on to the consumers.
Absolutely. Now, of course, all of this comes on the backdrop of 50% tariffs. We know that this is going to be implemented on 22nd of September. What steps can the government take to ensure that these cuts are immediately seen on the, with the consumers looking at these after 22nd of September?
You see, there are some issues on implementation will be there for the companies. For instance, the FMCG companies, they do a nationwide the labeling of what the prices are, and obviously that must have gone out before, just before. Now, when they reach the stands, maybe the rates would be different. How we are going to handle such complaints is one issue we'll be having. The producers, motor car producers, motor vehicles producers have indicated that they send the bill and then send the vehicles to the dealers, and the dealers, when they have to sell at that time, the rate has to be cut. Then obviously there are some issues which will crop up in between. So the issues will be more on implementation rather than on anything else. The country is waiting for consumption to go up, and the companies which are produce goods, they're also expecting the sales to go up. I think there will be an overall meeting of minds of all people to see that the price cuts are passed on to the consumers. And let us hope that this pans out to be a very good experience for all of us.
Absolutely. That's to say, of course, it's the consumers that will be happy with this the most. But thank you so much, sir, for joining on the broadcast and giving your perspective.
Thank you. Thank you very much.